Welcome to this presentation of Wavestone Q3 25-26 fiscal year revenue. I am Blandine Lesvenant, Financial Communications Officer at Wavestone, and today I'm pleased to welcome the co-founder and CEO of Wavestone, Pascal Imbert. Hi, Pascal.
Hello, Blandine. Hello to all.
And the CFO of Wavestone, Laurent Stoupy. Hi, Laurent.
Hello, Blandine. Hello, everyone.
Accompanied by Karsten, Deputy CEO of Wavestone, who will participate in the Q&A session.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Blandine.
And with that, Laurent, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Blandine. In the third quarter of its 25-26 fiscal year, Wavestone generated consolidated revenue of 247.1 million euros, up 3% compared with the third quarter of the previous fiscal year. For the record, this figure includes Wavestone, which has been consolidated since June 1st, 2025. At constant scope and exchange rates, third quarter revenue grew by 2%. We noted there was a positive working day effect of 1% in this quarter. Over 9 months, consolidated revenue amounted to 705 million euros, up 1% compared with the same period of the previous fiscal year. On an organic basis, revenue remained stable with an almost neutral working day effect. Now let's take a look at our operational indicators. As anticipated, the utilization rate increased significantly between the second and third quarters. Over 9 months, it reached 72%, compared with 71% at the end of the first half. At the end of December, the average daily rate stood at 938 euros, almost stable compared with 24-25 fiscal year. At constant scope and exchange rates, it increased by 1% compared with the previous fiscal year. Regarding business development, the order book increased significantly, as is usually the case at the end of the calendar year. It stood at 4.7 months of work at the end of December 2025, compared with 3.6 at the end of September. As a reminder, it reached 4.5 months at the end of December 2024. About human resources, at the end of December, the staff turnover rate stood at 12%, compared with 13% at the end of September and 12% during the previous fiscal year. Finally, Wavestone has 6,064 employees at the end of December, including 98 employees from the integration of Wavestone. It has to be compared to 6,076 at the end of March 2025. We confirmed that we are aiming on a like-for-like basis for an almost stable number of employees at the end of the financial year compared to the end of the previous year. Let's now discuss the market environment, and for that, I'm now going to hand over to Pascal.
Thank you, Laurent. The beginning of the fourth quarter confirms the gradual improvement in the firm's activity, despite the usual slowdown of the utilization rate at the start of the calendar year. We should therefore see another positive organic growth in the fourth quarter, although it may be partially offset by the continued decline in subcontracting. From a sector standpoint, the trends are similar to those we observed in the recent months. Energy, luxury, insurance, and some industrial accounts still displaying the most positive trends. In terms of service offerings, projects related to AI continue to show strong momentum, and our ambition more than ever is to establish Wavestone as a leading player in AI-driven transformations, with the strong growth objectives of our AI revenue, which will represent more than 14% of our total revenue for the current fiscal year, to be compared with 8% for the previous year. With respect to our annual objectives, we reaffirm our goal of achieving positive organic growth in 25-26, and we confirm targeting a recurring operating margin of approximately 13%. These targets are based on constant exchange rates and exclude the impact of any new acquisition.